Imagine you are arrested for a nonviolent crime and are sent to jail. The judge sets your bail at $2,500. Cash bail is the temporary release of an accused person in exchange for a sum of money to incentivize them to return to court. You only have $1,000 in savings and can't afford a lawyer. Your public defender offers two options: wait in jail until your trial, or accept a plea deal and go home. If you stay in jail, you cannot work or take care of your family. If you plead guilty, you have a criminal record and can still face time in prison. This is the reality that low-income Americans face in the justice system. For example, the average cost of bail for possession of a controlled substance is $2,500. However, only 39% of American households are able to cover a financial setback of $1,000. With 2.2 million citizens in prison, the United States incarcerates more individuals than any other country, and 60% of convicted felons are racial minorities with lower incomes. The bail system encourages those who can't afford bail to plead guilty, leading to unnecessary mass incarceration. The criminal justice system is modeled after procedural justice, which means there is a reliance on fairness of the process rather than the outcome. One of the issues with the system is that there is no consideration for financially unstable people. The amount of bail set is dependent on the crime and not the accused person. The Eighth Amendment prohibits the setting of excessive bail, but judges may set bail that is completely unaffordable and still not deemed excessive. Some advocates argue that any bail practices that result in incarceration based on poverty violates the 14th Amendment. So how do we fix this? The Bronx Freedom Fund was established to post the bail of low-income residents of New York City and give them a fair chance at trial. Some people were concerned that by giving the accused money, they would have no stake in returning to court. However, it turned out that money was not the incentive to appear in court, as 96% of the recipients returned when given simple court reminders. Take this example of Ramel, a black man who was arrested for riding his bicycle on the sidewalk and resisting arrest. His bail was set at $500. He could not pay, and so he was sent to a floating jail barge on the East River.
Ramel, a week later, he was still on the boat, locked in that jail cell. He was on the cusp of losing everything, and he was about to plead guilty, and the Bronx Freedom Fund intervened and paid his bail. Now reunited with his daughter, he was able to fight his case from outside. Look, it took some time, 2 years to be exact, but at the end of that, his case was dismissed in its entirety.
Bail reform is happening at the state and local level too. California will become the first state in the nation to abolish bail for suspects awaiting trial under a sweeping reform bill signed by Governor Jerry Brown. An overhaul of the state's bail system has been in the works for years and became an inevitability earlier this year when a California appellate court declared the state's cash bail system unconstitutional. The new law goes into effect in October 2019. The fight for criminal justice reform is also taking place in our own community. The Valley Justice Coalition of Harrisonburg has pioneered a campaign to eliminate the cash bail system as a part of the Virginia Bail Reform Bill, which is currently being reviewed by the Senate Committee for Courts Justice. Sharon Ringgold, director of Gemeinschaft Home, a residential program for ex-offenders in Harrisonburg, shared some ways that college students can become involved in criminal justice reform.
A lot is just learning what the nonprofits are in the area and seeing how they are involved in the community and to what extent. Here for us at Gemeinschaft, we actually host a college day, typically in October, and we invite the students to come out to see what we're doing and what kind of work we're doing in the community.
In summation, the United States is facing a crisis of injustice in which a person's savings play a huge factor in whether or not they go to prison. This problem can be helped through evolving bail funds and may be ended through legislative action.